Enter a troubling uncertainty. Seeing his interest, the pastor lent Al some books and tapes by John MacArthur, John Piper, R.C. Sproul, and others. Al began listening to Sproul's daily Calvinist teaching on radio and bought a copy of the Geneva Study Bible. Its notes convinced him that what he was learning followed logically from God's sovereignty, a teaching he could now see was neglected among most Christians. Al became obsessed with God's absolute sovereignty and was greatly influenced by a book by Bruce Milne, in which its author said that God's will is the final cause of all things, and even the smallest details of life. God reigns in his universe. Only later would he learn that these words were an echo from John Calvin in his Institutes. Of course, the premier writer on sovereignty was A.W. Pink, and it wasn't long before Al was immersed in Pink's The Sovereignty of God at the recommendation of friends. It bothered Al at first to think that God had sovereignly ordained everything, even having decreed from all eternity that Judas should betray the Lord Jesus. Pink explained that God does not produce the sinful dispositions of any of his creatures. He is neither the author nor the approver of sin. Al pondered that idea at length. He was troubled by the teaching that God's sovereignty meant that he controlled and literally caused everything, and yet that man was to blame for the sin God caused him to commit. The pastor explained that some things couldn't be reconciled. The more Al read, the more the whole matter of man's will became an enigma. He was especially puzzled by seemingly contradictory statements on that subject by a number of Calvinist authors. Pink, for example, rejected the very idea of free will, a concept that he denounced repeatedly. Yet in order to encourage the study of the deeper things of God, that is, Calvinism, he declared, "It is still true that where there's a will, there's a way. If God had to make the elect willing to be saved because they had no will, why did their will have any role to play?" Such questions bothered Al only briefly, and were soon forgotten in the excitement of discovering so much about the Reformation and the creeds it had produced, which he had never known.